Yes, it's thought that refers to a past that is not being experienced. In other words, thought abstracts time from the eternal now, and thereby gives birth to the possibility of one object in time and space causing another object in time and space. But experiencing never has any knowledge of one thing causing another, because its experience is not in time. You see, time and space are so profoundly woven into the way we view the world that even when we totally collapse time and space and we realize that our experience is made out of this dimensionless and transparent substance called knowing or awareness, thought then pops up and tries to go back to the old model and tries to drag the old model into our new understanding and says, but there must be a cause for the current experience. Cause implies time.
Doesn't have to, does it? Two people on a seesaw, one's heavier than the other. One goes up, one goes down at the same time.
Yes, but the movement of going up and down is in time.
Okay.
Cause is one thing causing another.
Mm-hmm.
One object acting on another. That is not the way experiences experience. Imagine you're a screen, there's a movie going on, two people are having an argument and are causing each other to say certain things.
Yes.
The husband causes his wife to say something, the wife causes her husband to say something, yes? From the point of view of these two objects, what the other object does or doesn't say is the cause of what they do or don't say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the point of view of the person, yes? What about the screen? What is the screen's experience of what is going on?
From the point of view of the screen, the screen knows itself, doesn't it?
The screen knows only itself, don't forget. It doesn't
Yes.
know two people.
So the
Only
screen-
one person,
Yeah.
one apparent, in other words, the person,
Yeah.
the two people in the movie are only two people from the point of view of one of the people.
Yeah.
It's, in other words, it's only a person in the film that knows another person.
Is
The
this-
screen doesn't know a person or an object, it just knows itself.
But is the screen aware that
It's not
it's
aware of duality. It's
No,
not aware of objects or
not quite
people.
not quite what I was going to say. Is it aware that it is being modulated, that something about its nature is in...
No,
is in movement
from an
and flow.
absolute point of view, no, not even that. It's not
Right.
aware of any
This is the crux-
change
this is
within
the crux
itself,
for
because
me.
in order to register a change, you have to refer to the past. An experience is too busy being present now to have time to abstract itself from the now and to look back on itself and say, what caused my current appearance? It must have come from the past. It's too busy in enjoying the moment to have time to separate itself out from life and to cause and to create or imagine a separate self in time and space.
So thought
In other
takes all these, if you like, contiguous snapshots and stitches them together into a story.
Say that again. Exactly, yes. Yes. But it doesn't even take all these snapshots, because there's never more than one snapshot present at a time. Where are all the other snapshots now that thought is
Right.
weaving into a story called the continuously existing world? Where are these snapshots
So this
that thought is arranging? Where are they now? There's just
They're not
the
there,
current
no.
snapshot. It's only a thought itself that says, that imagines there are lots of other snapshots,
Yeah.
and then takes these imaginary snapshots and weaves them together into a continuously existing world.
So it's these words like we use, like modulation, that implies a movement. It
Yes.
just kind of tricked me a little
I'm
bit.
doing the
Yeah.
best I can
Yeah.
with these
I
very
understand.
clumsy tools
Yeah.
called words. These words are designed
Yeah.
to express duality. They are not designed to express what we are talking about now. So I'm taking these inherently dualistic words, modulation, which implies change,
Yes.
to try to refer to the ever-present, changeless reality of all experience.
So if I turn and become knowingly aware of my experience, it just is. It just is.
Ask
And if I
yourself,
want-
what is my experience saying about itself? How does experience stand back from itself, turn around and look at itself and say, I am this, I am a chair, I am a person, I am a house? Can experience do that? Or rather, how would it do that? Only by taking the shape of an abstract thought.
A memory or something.
And it's that thought that seems to separate itself out from this seamless whole. A thought-made person is precipitated, made out of thoughts, is precipitated within the whole, seems to stand back from experience and look at it and say, it is made of chairs and table and people and selves. Awareness, which means experience, can't do that. The screen can never stand out from itself and look back and even say, I am a screen. Awareness doesn't know that it is something called awareness, because it's not in its own experience. It is too totally in the moment ever to rise up and have a single thought about itself. Think about it. Every single thing thought says, thought is always describing what has just passed. By the time thought rises to describe it, it's gone. Thought cannot, the only thing thought cannot describe is the now, because it rises and the now that it was describing, the object that it was describing, has vanished. Thought can say nothing true about experience. Nothing. It's always describing the not now.
So from experience's own point of view, it doesn't change.
Experience's own point of view, yes, it doesn't even know that it is something called experience. It is just too, we could say it's too busy being itself to abstract itself and call it something. It's not something, it's not an object, it's not even experience, it's not, what can we say? We can't say a word about it, let alone call it a world, a person, a self, a thing, a thought. These are such crude symbols, necessary for practical life, but they are such crude symbols when measured against the nowness, the aliveness, the here-ness of all experience. That's why people make music and dance and paint, because these tools, these means of expression express far more accurately the nature of experience. They are not using abstract symbols that require the filter of thought. There's not suggesting there's anything wrong with thought. Obviously, thinking and talking all the time, but much of the time. But thought is not. Thought can never truly describe experience. Experience cannot be put into a concept. It can't be really given a name. So either we remain silent, or we take up some kind of creative activity.
If it's beyond the ability to put into a word or a concept, then you certainly can't say whether it changes or not.
Certainly can't.
Say whether it's changing or not.
You see, as soon as we start, even to say that it is changeless, is to say that awareness is changeless is to use a thorn to remove a thorn. Because in saying that it is changeless, we're referring to something that changes. There can't be something that is changeless without there being first something that... Sorry, there can't be something that is changeless without there being first something that changes.
Right.
But from the screen's point of view, from experience's point of view, it is not changing. It is too busy being now to register the changes, to conceptualize a past when things were different. The result of this understanding is to leave us totally plunged into the now, with no impulse to avoid it, change it, or name it unless required for practical reasons. If we need to name it for practical reasons, then the facility is there. We can call it dinner or lunch or a car or a person, if we need to, just for practical purposes. But as soon as it's no longer needed, we put those concepts away again. And we don't insult experience by reducing it to a series of concepts and objects. That is the blasphemy, the true blasphemy, to reduce experience to a collection of objects. We don't lose the facility to conceptualize experience, but we no longer use that ability to defend or aggrandize an imaginary self. We just use it for practical purposes or for creative purposes.